Hello there. Welcome to Cabbage Patch Soap. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Laura, and today I will be showing you how to make a light box for your soap photography. So the first thing you want to start with is one of these boxes. It could be pretty much any size. A larger box is typically better than a smaller one though. And as you can see here, I've cut out the sides and the front of the box, but I left the edges down the corners like that so that the box will stay supported so it can still stand. So this is what you want to start with. We're going to be covering the two sides here and leaving the front open. So the first thing you'll want to do is lay it on its side and get some of this tissue paper. I got mine from the dollar store, but you can get yours anywhere. It doesn't have to be expensive or fancy. What we're going to do is take one sheet of this tissue paper and lay it over one of the holes on the sides. We want to line this up so that when the tissue paper is laying over the holes, there's no gaps. And we're just going to secure it with one small piece of tape. This is just so that we can get the paper in position before we secure it with more tape. Also, if you make a mistake, it's easier to remove one small piece of tape than it is to remove a larger piece. So here I'm just stretching it out and making sure it's laying flat across the hole. And then I'm just going to get another small piece of tape and tape it down on the front. I'm using packing tape here because it holds really well, but you can use anything you want. And when you tap the paper, it should feel tight, but it shouldn't be pulling on the box. And then we're going to go around and get the other two sides and pull the paper tight there as well. Here you can see the paper is leaning into the hole slightly, so I'm just going to pick it up with the tape and pull it so that it's tight going all the way across. And now that the paper is in position, we can use longer strips of tape to secure down the whole sides. You technically don't need to do this, but I find that it's much better. It gives a better, the paper doesn't move around as much. You're not at risk of pieces of, the edges of the paper hanging off the edge and getting snagged on things. It also prevents things from falling into the box from the paper being lifted up on one side. So I'm just going to go all the way around with larger pieces of tape and secure this paper down to make sure it doesn't move. The nice thing about this paper is because it is just tissue paper and it's very inexpensive, if you get a tear in the paper or if something happens to it, you can just pull it off and replace it, and it's not going to cost you very much. So here's the next side being taped down, and then we come all the way around to the front of the box. I'm going to tape this down and tuck it under, and you can see from the inside here that you have a nice flat white wall on one side, and that's exactly what you want. So here's the finished side of the box, and don't worry if yours isn't perfect, even mine isn't perfect, it just needs to cover that hole. So here's the second side I'll be doing, and in case you're wondering about the size of your box, you just want to make sure that the tissue paper is big enough to cover the hole. You can layer it, so if you have a hole that's too big for the tissue paper, you can use two sheets and overlap them slightly, but I don't know if that will give you an ideal result. It's better just to use one sheet if you can. So I'm just going to tape this down on this side. Turn around and tape it down on the other side. And just like before, just using smaller pieces of tape to secure it so it doesn't move. And then we'll come back later with full pieces of tape. So there's those two sides, and then we'll do the other two. And because this is basically the same as the first side that I taped down, I'm going to speed this up so that you don't have to watch me do the same thing twice in real time. And this is the finished two sides with the tissue paper. The box is almost done. All we need now is some poster board. So here's a piece of poster board I had that I was using for another project. I just cut a strip off one side, wide enough to fit the box, and we're just going to slip this in here. So it's going to lay against the back like that and drape down and slope to the bottom. So this is me putting a cup in there to kind of show you how this is going to look. And you want this up on end. So when I was taping the box, it was laying on its back. Now I have it upended the right way. The bottom of the box is not completely flat. That's why this cup is rocking. What you can do, I'm going to lift this up to show you, but what you could do is either glue those two flaps down so they lay flat, or tape them, or you can even place a book underneath here, like a heavy book, and then put the white paper on top, and then your cup or your soap, whatever you're going to photograph. So I'm just showing you what this looks like once you have it assembled. On either side of those white panels, you want to put a light there. If you can find it, you want cool white light instead of warm white light. And that one, this is, I'm zooming out here a little bit so you can see the light coming in from the sides. And I'm going to show you some photographs I took. So here's the first photograph. This is just the cup with the two light bulbs on either side going through the paper. This is after lightening it up in some photo editing software. You'll want to lighten the photos slightly in most cases. And here it is cropped. It's that same picture, I just cropped off the sides so you couldn't see the light box. This is the same cup but from a different angle. This is without any editing, just the picture itself. This is after some lightening in a photo editing software. You can use whatever software you like. And this is after it's been cropped. It's the same image, I just cropped it. So I'm going to show you what this looks like with some soap. So here's some soap after it's been lightened a little bit. And then I also like to soften the edges by making them white. You can do this in photo editing software, and here it is with the edges lightened a little bit. Of course, you can edit your photos any way you'd like. Remember, to make this light box, all you need is the cardboard box, some scissors or a box cutter to cut it, some tissue paper and tape, and a poster board for the background. If you'd like to see any other how-to videos, please leave a comment down below, and I'll try to make the video for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving a like and subscribing to my channel. I upload every Monday and Thursday, and occasionally I upload these bonus videos. Thank you for watching. You have a great day.